It is Medicare Fraud Prevention Week, and you may already be a victim and you don't even know it. When is the last time you combed through your explanation of benefits? This contains the clue that your Medicare number is wrapped up in a scam. Buy now, pay later can make checkout feel easier, but the payments can pile up fast. Next, how to avoid late fees, overdrafts, and a debt trap. And credit card myths can cost you money, especially when interest rates are high. Next, what you don't need to do to build credit and the mistakes that can hurt your score. Welcome to the Watchdog, where we protect consumers, share warnings and alerts, and help you save money. I'm Jen Pachano. It is Medicare Fraud Prevention Week, and the numbers they are up against are staggering. 6 to 10% of all the money spent by Medicare every year is either fraudulent or an error, and that adds up to between $60 and $100 billion annually. You may be a victim, and you haven't even noticed yet.
Well, I want everybody in Ohio to know the biggest scam that we're seeing when it comes to Medicare fraud is urinary catheters.
Kathy Raffles with the nonprofit advocacy group Pro Seniors says they've seen a 240% increase in calls about catheters just since last year. Roughly 3 in 10 Ohioans that she interacts with are reporting this. So here's what's happening. People with Medicare are getting unwanted packages with medical supplies, or they're noticing items in their Medicare summary that they didn't order and never received.
Nothing gets delivered. A lot of times you never hear from the scammers at all. So the only way that you would know that you're affected is if you're checking either your Medicare summary notice, if you get original Medicare, or your explanation of benefits if you have an Advantage plan.
She says they especially like to bill for things that need to be replaced, like wound care supplies, monthly catheter supplies, and back braces.
That's my name, address, everything. So they've got all my information somewhere.
The scammers love these because they bill for multiple months at a time. And by the time you find out about it, you may have $17,000 on your Medicare summary notice.
There are 2 victims here. The American public, because the money's being stolen from the Medicare Trust Fund, and the person whose number has been compromised. This could be both financially and physically harmful.
If somebody is charging your Medicare summary notice for something that you don't need and didn't receive, and then later you need it, like a wheelchair, then you're going to have to pay for that product because Medicare wouldn't cover it a second time.
Craig Thomas with the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging says the scammers are getting a hold of Medicare numbers through scam calls like these.
This is Shelley in a Medicare Enrollment Center on a recorded line, and I see here in the past you inquired about your Medicare supplement coverage. Can you hear me okay?
And I know people get frustrated to get these letters so frequently, but it really is important for you to review that to make sure, that your Medicare is being billed for the services that you did receive and that things line up with your history and knowledge of your medical care.
Some victims are reporting more aggressive phone calls.
It sounded legitimate. A man came on and he said, I've worked for Medicare for 29 years. We have to update your record. And he just kept pushing that. And I gave in and gave that number.
So how do we even begin to curb this rampant fraud? We want to protect your Medicare number like a credit card number or your Social Security number. And keep a close eye on your explanation of benefits. And if your Medicare number has been compromised, you can and you should get a new number through the Ohio Senior Medicare Patrol. Well, you've probably seen it online and in stores, the option to buy now and pay later. It can make a purchase feel more manageable by breaking it into smaller payments. But consumer advocates say it can also be easy to overuse. Consumer investigator Carice Jackman spoke with a consumer watchdog about what to watch for and simple ways to protect your wallet.
Buy now, pay later plans can help people split a purchase into smaller payments. But Teresa Murray, consumer watchdog at US PIRG, says using them often can leave some consumers in over their heads.
What we've seen is a lot of people getting themselves into a huge debt trap.
Murray says many of these plans work by splitting a purchase into 4 payments, often with the first due at checkout. But she says consumers need to understand the rules before signing up because buy now, pay later plans do not come with the same protections as credit cards.
Unlike with credit cards, they don't care what your income is, they don't care what your ability to repay is. So a lot of people have gotten into problems with not realizing the rules, not realizing that if, the buy now, pay later company comes to get money out of their bank account and there's no money in there, then they get hit with a late fee from the buy now, pay later company. You might get an overdraft, or just non-sufficient funds because they tried, and it's just a whole mess.
Murray also recommends reading the term carefully before using one of these plans. Many buy now, pay later programs do not charge interest if you pay on time, but if you miss a payment, some can charge late fees, and in some cases, you may owe interest, not just for 1 month, but for the repayment period. Murray says it's also important to keep track of how many plans you're using and when each payment is coming out.
People should take a hard look at what they're actually using buy now, pay later for, and is that a purchase that could wait? Start with keeping track. Just if you do it, keep track of it, know when these payments are going to come out of your bank account.
With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
Experts also say if you do use buy now, pay later, make sure you have enough money in your account before each payment comes out. That can help you avoid late fees, overdrafts, and other charges. Home ownership is more out of reach for Gen Z now more than ever before. Clever Real Estate has released a new report showing that the largest generational home ownership gap is happening on record right now. A 20-year analysis of U.S. Census data reveals home ownership rates for Americans under 30 has dropped 36% since 2005. Only 4.5% of Gen Zers own homes today. That's compared with 73.1% of baby boomers, a 68.6% divide, and the largest generational home ownership gap on record. Now, although millennials now outnumber boomers by about 7 million adults, they own roughly 17 million fewer homes. Boomers own 49.3 million homes compared with just 32.8 million among millennials. With interest rates still high, borrowing money is more expensive than it's been in years. And a lot of Americans are making credit mistakes they don't even realize. In this Watching Your Wallet, consumer investigator Rachel DePompa sits down with a NerdWallet credit expert to clear up some big myths about your credit score.
Let's dive right in. Myth number 1, that you have to carry a small balance on your card from month to month to improve your credit score. Sarah Rathner, a personal finance expert with NerdWallet, says not true.
And what you're doing in this instance is you're needlessly paying interest on a balance that's small enough that you might be able to afford to just pay it off entirely and not carry any credit card debt at all. And the thing is, you can build and establish your credit in a really good way by paying all of your bills in full on time every month.
Myth number 2, that you should have one credit score, that what you see maybe in your banking app is your score. Rathner says not true.
That is one of many scores that you have. It's a way to see generally where you are, but it is not necessarily the same credit score that a lender is going to be using when they are evaluating a loan or a credit card application that you fill out.
And myth number 3, once you've paid off a card, you should close your account immediately. Rathner says while that can be a good move if it's a card that's been getting you into trouble because you keep using it, she says there are alternatives because closing a credit card account can affect your credit score. She says it can knock you down a couple of points temporarily and adjust your total credit limit, which can affect the percentage of credit you are using, and it can reduce the average age of your credit accounts. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Rachel DePompa.
Up next on the Watchdog, we hear directly from members of the Better Business Bureau about a trending scam affecting small business owners. Welcome back to The Watchdog. I'm Jen Pachano. So right now we're going to enter into the Ask the Scam Squad portion of our show. And this is where we bring in a member of the Cuyahoga County Scam Squad. They're going to share with us a report that has come into their office from a local victim. So joining us today is Pamela Anson from the Better Business Bureau of Cleveland. Tell me about this small business grant scam that came across your desk.
Yeah, this came from a local consumer who was contacted by someone claiming to be their cousin. Mm-hmm. They took over their Facebook profile, hacked it, and this consumer said, their cousin asked them to apply for a small business grant to kind of help them and their family.
Okay.
It ended up being a time where their family was really in need, so they really could have used the money. And they asked the consumer to go to CVS Pharmacy, purchase a $500 gift card, scratch off the back, and read it to them so that they could collect the money in order for like a processing fee in order to get this grant money.
Wow. That in and of itself sounds super far-fetched to me.
Yes.
That you need a gift card to pay for an application for a grant.
Exactly. Grants are free, and you shouldn't have to pay money to receive a free government grant.
Okay, so let's talk about go through all of the red flags. This happened via Facebook or social media. So just the outreach itself, the platform.
Yeah.
Red flag number one, for sure.
Red flag number one, you really would go to a website like grants.gov for some kind of federal grant, or go to the official website in order to apply.
Yes, that's not happening that way.
Not
All right,
happening.
what's another red flag in this particular interaction?
Even the sum of money, this grant was for $80,000. That's a huge chunk of money for
that's a
someone
big grant.
That's a big grant. And for those that have never applied for a grant, the process is really time consuming. So you having to go to CVS, which is also a red flag, is most likely not going to happen.
Right, so the form of payment, when somebody is asking you to pay in gift cards, is there ever a legitimate reason to do that?
No. What?
There's never a legitimate reason to pay with gift cards.
No, because the government is not going to take your money with a gift card,
Right.
especially to CVS.
Certainly not. Certainly not. Okay, so this came to your office. What did you say to this victim?
Well, and this is also, they used a gift card. And when you pay with gift card or things like cash, once that money is gone, it's gone. So we suggest going through their bank accounts, making sure there's no other additional charges there, to not send any money, because oftentimes with these scams, they'll ask for more money to get the grant.
Sure. I mean, it does cost money to make money, they say.
Of course.
But in something like this, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. And
hopefully people know better.
Yes. And we tell them legitimate resources that they can go through in the city if they are struggling to kind of help in that situation instead.
Sure. And in this case, with this particular local victim, she said it was somebody that, or she or he, I'm sorry, I don't know if it was a he or she. This victim said that they thought it was their cousin who was reaching out to them on this social media platform. What about reaching out directly via phone or email, knocking on their door before money is exchanged like that? Is that also something you would?
Yes, you should always contact the family member that is impersonating someone. We suggest even having a family password.
Yes, such a genius idea.
And my family has one that only we know, that we say, how do I know this is you? Say our family password. And don't say it out loud. Just know what it is. Don't have it stored anywhere on your computer.
Right.
Just write it down.
Right. Because that's something that AI can't replicate.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you say it out loud in front of all of your phones, it will probably be recorded and used or abused, taken advantage of, for sure. All right. So if something like this happens to another person, hey, this sounds familiar, what would you suggest they do, Pam?
Reach out to someone. Reach out to the family member that you trust. Do your research on the grant. Just even a simple online search can tell you a lot.
And not by using a link that was given to you by that person. Go to a separate. Yes.
Don't click on that link.
Yeah.
If it's on social media, change your password. That doesn't hurt, so that your Facebook isn't taken over. Suggest that your family member also takes the steps that they need to reset their password. Don't go to a store and buy a gift card. Yes, from an organization that's not the government, obviously.
And report it.
Always
report it.
We have to report it, because the more we know, the more we can share to others.
All right. Thank you so much, Pam.
When filling your grocery cart costs more than ever, you want to make that pricey produce last. Coming up, we have some practical ways to ensure your fruits and veggies don't turn into money down the drain. Loading up your cart at the grocery store is hitting wallets harder this year. New numbers show produce prices jumped 6% compared to last spring. Vegetables in particular are up 11%. But the most sticker shock comes from tomatoes right now. Those are up nearly 40%. Jeff Wagner explains how to ensure your money and the food you buy doesn't go to waste.
We can't control the prices at the grocery store, but what we can control is how to stretch that hard-earned dollar, especially when shopping for fruits and vegetables, keeping them fresh to eat instead of spoiled and in the trash. How can we make produce last longer? Good question.
Food safety educator Amy Johnston shares her expertise.
For the most part, if you're storing fruits and vegetables, try to keep them separate.
That's because several fruits like apples, bananas, avocados, and tomatoes produce ethylene gas, a ripening hormone.
And so if you store them near other produce that's already done ripening, they can cause those items to get past their prime quicker.
Sometimes ensuring that produce, like these pears, lasts long starts with the one you choose, and it goes beyond just avoiding bruised fruit.
When you're selecting things like greens or vegetables that have a really high moisture or water content, look for ones that have really good turgor, or they're very firm and crisp.
Firm and crisp greens will age better, especially when stored in the fridge.
To keep them at a cool temperature, minimize any more water loss, they're gonna extend their shelf life.
When at the grocery store, it might be obvious what needs to be stored in the fridge based on whether it's in a cooler. But some items that you normally find on a room temperature shelf could see their freshness extended by being placed in the fridge, like apples.
Other foods you might want to move to the fridge include citrus, like oranges, lemons, and limes. Also mangoes, peaches, even bananas.
It's always best to clean your fruits and vegetables right before you're going to prepare them or eat them, because when you're washing them, you're adding more moisture and you're handling that produce, so you can cause it then to spoil quicker.
Since you can buy frozen fruits and veggies, you can also freeze them yourself. Just know that when you go to thaw them, there might be some differences.
So frozen and then thawed produce is great to add to recipes that might get cooked, so soups or salads or stir fries. You might not have the same texture if you were to just thaw it and eat it raw.
Now to our 19 recall roundup. We've got a recall alert for several Hyundai Santa Cruzes and Tucsons because of a software issue. It could cause you to randomly hit the brakes, which could have caused a crash. It includes models made this year and last year and the hybrid versions. If you own one that is included in this recall, look for a letter in the mail by mid-July. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says Panda Ear recalled their portable hook-on chairs due to a risk of serious injury or death from a fall. They say these restraints can be removed without the use of a tool, and infants can fall through an opening, posing a deadly fall hazard. About 9,700 units have been recalled. And the CPSC also alerting consumers to a recall on home gym equipment. Home Pro Gym resistance bands were recalled due to serious injury from impact. So the recalled resistance bands, they can actually forcefully separate from the handle during use, posing a risk of serious injury from that impact hazard. About 700 of those have been recalled. Well, that's it for this episode of The Watchdog here on 19 News Plus. Every week, we bring you the latest scam alerts, fraud reports, recalls, and trending consumer news. It's each Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. If you want to watch some previous Scam Squad stories, you can find those on Cleveland19.com under the News tab. I'm Jen Pachano. Thanks for watching.